All right. What's up, you guys? And welcome back here. Just a quick disclaimer. This episode is going to be predominantly about basketball as we gear towards the finals. Finals game one starts tomorrow. But before we get into it, Hump, I just want to ask, how you doing, man? How's life been? How are you doing?
Uh, Life's been pretty good, bro. Been chilling,
Yeah.
school, work, getting back in the gym, getting
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
Getting stronger. Is that Scotty Barnes?
Ah!
That's what's up, man.
How about yourself?
Man, I've been hanging in there. Summer school doesn't start for me until next week. I've been just chilling at the house, still being productive, but yeah, ultimately it's something I
Academic
look forward to.
weapons.
What's up?
Academic weapons.
Academic weapons for sure. Oh, no, that's right. Shout out, Miss Kaufman. No shout out. No shout
No
out.
shout out. No
Canceling
shout
the
out.
shout out. Canceling the shout
No shout out to Kaufman. L
out.
Kaufman in the chat. L
In the
Kaufman.
chat. In the chat. Okay. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna before we get into the finals preview, finals topics, we're gonna talk about the biggest losers. But first off, we're talking about the Knicks and the Timberwolves and what their futures could look like. Hope you'll go ahead and start us off with whichever one you want to.
Uh, let's like start with the Knicks, man. They just fired the head coach, Tibbs. I think I'm the only one who doesn't like see it the same way everyone else sees it. Everyone sees it as you know, he's the best coach they had since 2013, I believe. Everyone's like, you shouldn't fire him. I see it a different way. I see it as a breath of fresh air. You got guys that are like 25, 26, 27, and they're playing close to 50 minutes a game. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Um, you don't use your bench at all, and I think that played a big role. Like Mike Bridges and Josh Hart, man, they look sluggish. And I mean, you can't do that in this day and age. You just can't. The league is, in my opinion, a lot more fast paced now. And you got guys running up and down the court all game. You can't really do that. Like, I don't think people remember. I think he was the coach that got, you know, Derrick Rose hurt because he kept playing him in the playoffs. So I see it as a breath of fresh air. I think they can find a new coach. Um, I also think I don't think Jalen Brunson can be the answer just to get them to the finals, let alone win it. They got to add another star. Uh, Mikael Bridges is not going to do it. Cat's pretty good, but you need a bona fide star to go along with Jalen Brunson. And I don't think these guys are like they could stand. They're not like LeBron and Kyrie or Steph Curry and Klay Thompson when Klay Thompson was in his prime, you know? He needs a guy that can stand next to him and not take a back seat, if you get what I'm saying.
So I kind of bring this up because his name has been in the rumors a good bit as of late. Would you say Kevin Durant would fit that star mold? Because he's been a lot of trade rumors.
He could. He could.
Yeah.
I think he's expensive,
Not
but
yet.
he could. They've lost a lot in like five draft picks, first round draft picks for Michael
Mikal
Bridges, right?
Bridges, yeah, 5 draft round picks for Mikal Bridges, which is not look good.
I
No.
don't. Uh, it could happen. It could
Yeah.
happen. I've heard a lot about Giannis. Giannis was a big one. I think if they
I
were
don't
to
think
get,
Giannis is realistic though.
I don't think
I mean,
so.
if the Bucks are giving up Giannis, they're resetting their entire timeline. They probably wouldn't want a package of Mikal Bridges and or OG Anunoby, who are already agent players. They want draft compensation. They want young talent. They wouldn't want if you're giving up Giannis, you're going full rebuild. They're tanking out essentially. I don't think that the Knicks have what needs to be offered for Giannis.
Yeah. Knicks, get better, do better. Uh,
So I'm kind of with you, Hope. They did fire their coach yesterday, and I think it was really because of their his unwillingness to evolve and show trust in his bench, like you mentioned, especially going against up against a team like the Pacers, who are known for playing fast pace, who are known for their incredible depth. You can't just run the five players out there for 40 minutes a night. It's not a recipe for success, and yeah, I think that ultimately could have been the reason why they lost in 6 games, possibly. I think they probably could have pushed it to 7. Had in earlier games they would have gave more minutes to a DeLon Wright, to some of the role players on the bench who had solid contributions when they played. And for instance, his also offense was kind of outdated. Thibodeau's was his for a team that had Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns, who are all above average to exceptional 3-point shooters. They were bottom 3 in the league in 3-point attempts per game, which is not something you would expect. Yeah, ran a lot of ISO heavy ball, which is not, you don't really get the team involved in it. You see with Tyrese Halliburton when he gets the team involved, they're playing offense harder, they're playing defense harder. It's kind of making everything run like a well-oiled machine. And with this being said, I think that that's why he got fired. I mean, to be fair, I can understand. I do kind of think it was unjust just because he had given New York the first glimpse of success they've had in a while. But ultimately, I understand the decision, but I also understand why it's kind of unpopular. I wonder what will be
But
next for him and oh, who they would try to hire.
a lot of people say Mike Malone. I don't see
Yeah,
that. I think you bring somebody new in.
yeah,
You keep recycling the same coaches, you're gonna get the same result.
yeah.
Uh, can't really think of anybody. But you did bring up a good point. The way their style of basketball, do you think that played a role in why Jalen Brunson was so good this year? Is because it was like ran through him?
I think Jalen Brunson is one of the best players in the game. So yeah, essentially, I think that this style did help him. But I'm not saying that with another coach he's not going to be successful. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
extremely talented basketball player, and I think that he could thrive in any system. But in a system where he is mainly the focal point of the offense, running him driving down into the paint, he can causes collapses and he can kick it out, which opens up offense for others. But I think that any offense will thrive, but with this particular offense, it'll allow him to reach superstar, in my opinion. So yeah,
Timberwolves, man.
yeah. What you gotta
You
say?
feeling?
I'll go ahead, I guess. Start. My key for the Timberwolves is develop, and develop. I mentioned on the last pod that they have a couple of young pieces coming in. Rob Dillingham, who I really like. He is a little bit smaller in stature, which is kind of a question mark, but I like his game. I like Terrence Shannon Jr., rookie out of Illinois, who showed big promise in I think game 3. Um, yeah, I think that's what they have to do. They have to develop, and as I mentioned, the Kevin Durant rumors, they've also been heavily involved in them. But I don't think it would be wise for them to get Kevin Durant, just because they would have to give up so much. Kevin Durant is also upper 30s. I don't know the exact age, maybe 36, 37, making $51 million a year. You would have to give up a bunch of young pieces for a win now player whenever. Instead of doing that, you can keep your young pieces, develop them, and continue to grow. I mean, you've seen in the past 2 years Western Conference Finals appearances. I don't think that's something you would do. Waste that by trashing and giving away everything to get Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's exceptional, but I honestly don't think he is the answer.
Think Kevin Durant's a real ball dominant player in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think Ant is too ball dominant to play with Kevin Durant, man. And it's could they keep Julius Randle?
If they were to get Kevin Durant, I'm not sure. I feel like there's a world where they would, but it almost seems like it comes down to Julius Randle or Jalen McDaniels, and then which one you'd rather have. As a fan, I'd rather have Jalen McDaniels because he's an offensive, might not be as offensively gifted as Randall he is. incredible defender. He kind of offers more in that realm. What would you do? Would you keep a McDaniels or would you keep a Randall if it meant you're
McDaniels,
getting a KD? Yeah,
McDaniels for sure.
they
I
got
think
KD for
Julius
like two
Randle.
millions.
I think Julius Randle. I don't want to say he messed up the flow of the team,
Yeah,
but it definitely looked a lot different from last year when they played against the Nuggets. They looked really upbeat. And I feel like he just took the air every time he went into the paint, especially in his OKC series. He kept trying to back down Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, J Dub. Dude, just stop, man. Like, there are other people who can score, but he's a great player. He's a great player, but I feel like he just every play he had the ball, it was just like well, let him do what he's gonna do. You got to get the rebound, I guess. But
I guess I'm
that's
not
gonna be a
high.
tough decision.
Yeah, I'm not high on him giving up depth pieces like a Dante or like someone like that. They already have the free agents they got to pay and Nas and Akil. Not sure if that's going to work, but yeah, I don't think it would ultimately be worth it if they were to trade for Kevin Durant. Now, for what you all been waiting for, the finals prediction. What is your finals prediction in terms of who wins and how many games?
OKC in five.
OKC in five.
OKC in five.
Dude, what's going on? I have the exact same thing, man. OKC in five as well.
Dogs. All right, all right, all right. That's what
Oh my
Kendrick
God.
Perkins does, man. Them dogs, man. I think it's like a death thing, man. I think OKC just they're kind of like the Celtics from last year. They had players on the bench and people that was in the starting five who could play by themselves when people needed rest. Like Alex Caruso, he's been I think he's been amazing in this playoff run, bro. He's
Yeah,
very underrated. And he has the championship pedigree. He's been on a championship team, whether you like it or not. He won a ring in the bubble. It's a ring. So he stepped up big time. And I don't think anybody's gonna stop SGA. Nobody's stopping SGA. So, but I will give the Pacers this. The Pacers showed that they have guys that on any given night can give you 30. From Tyrese Halliburton, he could go for a double double and no turnovers. Pascal Siakam, he could sit from the 3-point line and give you five threes a game. Nimhard, he could give you a quick 15 to 20. Naismith, he could give you a 30. It's not easy at all. It's not easy, but I just got OKC, man. It's written in the stars.
the Stars and the Thunder, maybe. I got OKC as well, but I don't think that the Pacers have faced a defense as well as much of a well-rounded team as the Thunder. The Thunder can attack you from so many different. Want to prevent the pause, pre-pause. Um, OKC can attack you from many different angles. Not pre-pause, it doesn't count. But I think OKC has so many different ways they can get you. Dang it, pause again. All right, I just think OKC's gonna win. I'm done talking about it. OKC's gonna win 5 games because their defense is really good and they have a balanced offensive attack. That's all that needs to be said.
Historical defense.
Shout out
It's
to
great, man. These the X factors, man. Who you got?
for the Pacers. My X factor is Andrew Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard, incredible role player, probably one of the best in the league. But if I'm being honest, he kind of felt like he had an underwhelming Eastern Conference Finals. Uh, he had averaged close to 10 points a game on 40% from the field, 40% from three. I mean, he did everything you asked, played good defense, but I almost felt like for his production, his talent, it was kind of underwhelming. Um,
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to step up on defense, whether that be on Shea, whether it be on J-Dub or whoever it may be. But I think that this is bound if the Pacers want to make this a competitive series, go 6, 7 games. I think that he's going to have to kind of have loud performances instead of kind of being a quiet guy. You
Yeah.
know, who you got for the Pacers?
Pacers, Pascal Siakam.
Again, okay,
Pascal 100%. I think we had him going up against who's that? J-Dub?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't mean to spoil that, man. Dang it. But I think he's going to have to be a Swiss Army knife.
yeah.
He showed in was his game six, he could shoot the three, and game four went for 30 in both of those games. And he went for 39 in game two. He has to be equally as dominant on offense as he is on defense. Um, so if
That's
he can average 30 a game, they might win the series if he can average 30.
that's a tall
They have
ask.
to that is a tall ask. I mean, he averaged 25 in the conference finals.
And one MVP,
Yeah.
the conference MVP. What do you think
So
about that?
it's deserved. It's deserved.
Really?
I think he
You think
played the
so?
most consistent. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now with the Thunder's X factors, I was thinking about this for a while. I couldn't pinpoint exactly one X factor. So my Thunder X factor are the others.
The
The others,
others?
the the others.
Okay.
I'm mainly thinking of Dorton Hartenstein. Because the Pacers are going to live in a world where Luke Dort is shooting threes, as every team in the playoffs has. He's got to knock down the threes. You know what Dort's going to bring on defense, but I think Dort can be an offensive liability, and if he can't shoot, can't make it, he's going to be run off the court. I also have Hartenstein as a potential X factor, but similar to Mitchell Robinson. He can give the Thunder a dramatic rebounding advantage and help them secure more possessions and possibly score more points. And as I was kind of thinking about it more, I mean, I think I might have to go J-Dub again. He showed what he can do in the Western Conference Finals, but that production needs to be consistent. Chet, I mean, Chet had a really good series against the Grizzlies the first round of the playoffs, but I haven't really Chet hasn't really moved me since.
Yeah.
So my um, X factor are the others, but mainly talking about Dort Hartstein. But I could really think of anybody but Shea. You know what you're gonna get from Shea. Shea's consistent, but Dort Hartstein are my X factors.
Um, kind of in the same boat, but I'm gonna go J Dub and Chet Holmgren.
Yeah,
I think we could be looking at a big three for the next 5 years. And J Dub is one of those players to where he shows why confidence matters in sports, especially in big games. Like I said, I've seen it before. He'll shoot the ball from Yucatan and he'll make it. And he will guard 1 through 5. That's very needed on a team. Um, and for Chet, I think Chet has to get much more aggressive. Last game, that's game five, 22 points, 7 rebounds. I'm asking a lot out of these players because it's the finals, but I mean, it's the finals. I need him to average a double double. I need him to average a double double. Shea can't average 35, 40 a game and expect it to be a breeze for everybody. No, you have to average maybe 20 and 10 or 11, you know? So those two guys have to step up from like, they got to play like Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. They have to be just astronomical. They have to play like damn near top 10 players. So,
well, as for wrestling, like Draymond and Ray Allen, that's a very different play style.
I mean, true, but I mean, one can shoot, one can play defense,
Yeah,
So I mean, I'm just trying, the big three. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I get what you're saying. But I think they have to be big, especially when Shea goes to the bench.
Yeah, for
They got
sure.
especially offensive. Did you take that from me, man? You have multiple X factors.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. I really cannot. I was thinking about OKC. I looked up their roster and everything. I could not determine who I would pick. Let's go with the whole Thunder team besides Shea. That's my X factor. You know what you're
that
gonna
makes sense. Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna
and
go into what's up?
and Alex Caruso. We can't forget about Alex Caruso.
That's Caruso, yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna be big,
We're gonna get
massive.
into a couple of matchups, just who we kind of think has similar play styles and who we have taking it. So first, we're gonna discuss Shea versus Halliburton. Who do you think is the better player, and who do you think will impact their team's chance of winning more in this series?
Player is SGA, but the one who's gonna have to have a bigger impact is Halliburton
Yeah,
because he is. I've gotten a lot of scrutiny for saying this, but he is this generation's Magic Johnson. He can give you 20 and 15 with zero turnovers. We've seen it. He can do that. He's going to have to do that. He's going to have to be the Superman. So I think he has to win the matchup. I don't think he's going to win the matchup, but he's going to be much more a crucial piece than, say, SGA. Because, I mean, SGA, he could give you 25 and they'll still win. He can give you 30 and he's going to blow you out. But I think Tyrese Halliburton has to be the offense. He has to be the one who makes the play, the one who sets up the ISO plays, the screen plays, the give and goes. He's going to have to be the one to do that in this series.
I think I honestly agree with you. I do think that Shea, well, I think Shea is the MVP for a reason. I think that he gives you a constant scoring punch every night. I think Halliburton has more impact on winning just simply because of how he gets his team involved. Um, while he may not shoot the ball the best every night, may not be as consistent as SGA in the scoring department, his assists lead to energy, and his energy are going to lead to the crowd getting involved, especially if they're at home, or even if they're away, it's going to diminish the crowd. I think that Halliburton's just impact in terms of passing the ball can generate energy and give the Pacers sense of life. So yeah, I think that more Shea is the better player, yes, but Halliburton has more. I'm gonna just put it like this: if you were to take Shea away and you were to take Halliburton away, I think that Halliburton taking Halliburton away would be even more detrimental to the Pacers than taking Shea away from the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think that might be a hot take because you think you got TJ McConnell coming off the bench who can still do something. But Halliburton is the engine that runs the Pacers, no pun intended. But yeah,
Yeah. Like I said, we said they had a very fast-paced offense. He's
yeah,
the reason for that.
you're
So
right. He's the reason for their identity. And I'd say the Thunder's identity is defense, and there's plenty of defenders um on the Thunder, not in Shea.
is this the best offense versus the best defense? I think so, isn't it?
I don't know about best offense. I would say
Let's just
most
say like top five,
games.
maybe.
I could say that, yeah. I could probably in the playoffs, yeah, I could say best offense versus best defense. Like looking at all the matchups and everything, not taking regular season into account, I'd say best offense versus best defense for sure. Yeah. So for our next matchup, we got Nimhard versus Dort. Who do you think has the bigger impact on winning? As I already mentioned, I think that Dort is an X factor, and I think that Dort's defensive impact can be felt. Um, he's going to consistently play tough defense, but it comes down to him making shots. Nimhard is a great player, but I'm not sure. If you take both of them away, like how we did Shea versus Hallie, I honestly think that Dort is contributes more to winning. personally.
100%.
You endure as well.
I am, man. I think he's one of those pillars of this defense. He's very like ball dominant. He's a very ball dominant defender.
Yeah,
So I know that if there's nobody else on the court who could guard Tyrese Halliburton and stop him from scoring, I know that I could put Lou Dort on him and contain Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like OKC might do. I feel like they're going to switch Lou Dort on Tyrese Halliburton to try to take him out the game
oh, yeah,
game one.
definitely.
I feel like they'll be okay with letting someone else die on an island, like put an SGA on Nimhart. I feel like they'll let that happen just because they feel Tyrese Halliburton is so good and they have a lot of confidence in Lou Dort. So Lou Dort, Tom looked like Kevin Garnett, Kawhi Leonard,
Ray Lewis,
Ray Lewis.
Ray
Okay,
Lewis,
okay. Let's
uh,
see.
Demario Davis, uh,
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan.
Ooh, okay, okay, okay.
Nice.
Ed Reed.
And Reed. Oh, okay. I was thinking more of linebackers because I do feel like a linebacker.
Okay, okay. Brian Urlacher.
Brian Urlacher.
Great guy.
Yeah, Brian.
Guy I let date my daughter.
You let Brian Urlacher date your daughter.
This type of guy I let date my daughter. Great guy. Blue guy.
Date your daughter. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. All right. So now I got Neesmith versus Caruso. Who do you think? Whose impact do you think will be greater? And who do you think will contribute more to winning? I think that Neesmith will. I mean, Caruso's great, but I think Neesmith, as I'm maybe it's recency bias, but I'm just still thinking about that game. It was game one heroics by Neesmith, and I think that he better
Yeah.
contributes to winning.
Uh, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna go Caruso. And I'm gonna go back to the Nugget series.
Yeah.
You saw Caruso give Jokic hell, man. He made Jokic look human for a bit. Like I've never really seen that out of Jokic. Like Jokic didn't look like the greatest player in the league. He looked like a top 15 player. And that was because Caruso. Now, I know it's been a thing that's been said that refs give the advantage to the smaller guy, but still, I mean, physics
No,
is physics, man.
that's a really good point. Yeah, I mean,
Mass
think
is
about
gonna
game
beat
seven.
lower mass, man.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Naismith, great player though. Great player. I just think that Caruso is gonna be like that little annoying little defender.
Yeah.
He's quick, and if he gets on you, you can't really move. You're gonna have to pass the ball. So I'm gonna go Caruso with that one.
And I'm still going Neesmith, but I could see the world where Caruso impacts him more because I could very well see Caruso on a Pascal. I could very well see Caruso on a Halliburton. Shoot, I could see Caruso on Turner. He's that versatile. So I understand the argument. So yeah, I'm still going Neesmith. Now here's a big one we got. We got Jada versus Pascal. Who do you think needs to impact the series more to give their team the finals victory? I'll let you start with this one.
This one's tough.
Yeah,
This one's super tough because they are both the second option. Like they're both the if Tyrese were to go down, Pascal has to step up. If SGA goes down, J Dub has to step up. But I have more faith than J Dub right now. I think J Dub, he has to be great because he is, I think he's the heart of the team. SGA is the best player on the team, but J Dub brings the fire. He
what does he
brings the
bring?
the
He brings the
energy.
dogs.
Hey, hey, the dogs are barking. So I
I,
think he's the train, man. He's the one that makes everything goes.
he's the train.
Pause.
Okay,
Pause.
okay,
Pause. Pause. Pause.
okay,
Pause.
okay.
But yeah,
You should acknowledge it.
I'm gonna let you take it away, man.
Okay, take it away. Like you said, I definitely agree with J-Dub. There's the energy of the Thunder, especially whenever they're at home. Get the dogs barking. I'm not gonna do it because, yeah, I laugh at myself.
Why not, bro?
Cause you're the man, dude. I can't do that stuff. Like,
Get
man,
get get the dogs barking, bro.
yeah. See, you saw how weak that was. Tell me that was. I know myself. I know that the dogs are gonna be weak.
You gotta work on that. You gotta work on
Yeah, I'll go practice in the mirror after this. But I think Pascal is. I think Pascal's a better player. Um, I think what he gave you in the conference finals, I don't think he is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. It was deserved, but I think that what he gave you 40 in game two, I believe, a couple of 30 pieces. I think that Pascal, if you remove J-Up versus Pascal, I think that Pascal's impact will be felt more. So I think that the Pascal is, I guess, and he's been there before. He's got championship experience, so I think he's gonna,
Just finna say that. Yeah, he does.
yeah, I got Pascal. The last one is Miles Turner versus Chet Holmgren. Who do you think impacts winning more? And who do you think is more vital to their team in this series? I'll go ahead and start. I think that Turner is. I think that I'm not sure if Turner's the better player. I think that Chet gives them more on defense, and I'd say they're probably about the same in terms of rebounding. They're both kind of smaller in terms of like stature, skinnier centers.
Yeah.
But I think that Turner is a more consistent three-point shooter, as well as he works the pick and roll so well with Shea. And I don't think the Thunder don't have another I mean, sorry, the Pacers don't have another option if Turner's out. They got Thomas Bryant. If Chet's out, they got Hardenstein. They can manipulate, mix and match with that. But I think that Turner's impact will be felt more if he wasn't there, and I think that Turner will be a more important role in this series than a Chet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miles Turner. You brought up a big point. If Chet was to go down, Isaiah can step up. Now, granted, you do lose the ability for your big man to ISO for a bit and single out certain like different matchups that you may have, like certain mismatches. But you're not gonna lose a rebounder. You're not gonna lose somebody who can play down in the paint, the low post. You're just gonna lose a 3-point shooter, and that's okay because they have a lot of good 3-point shooters on their team. But the Pacers, they don't have another option. They don't. So Miles Turner, he's got to be expendable. Gonna have to be Captain America, Falcon, I'd say, not Captain
Yeah,
America or
that's fair. Or like
yeah,
War Machine, maybe like a War Machine Iron Man.
Black Panther.
See, I didn't want to say it, but I thought it.
Why? Why do you want to say it, bro?
Huh?
Why do you just say it? Why not?
Just messing around. I don't think it's the Black Panther. If anything, I think probably Nimhard would be the Black Panther. I feel like Black Panther is kind of like a low key superhero, but like whenever you need him, he can step up. Like I almost feel like Black Panther's a role player in terms of like the entirety of the Avengers. He's like one of the best role players, don't get me wrong. But I don't think that Black Panther is a superstar. His movie was incredible.
It's a first. Okay.
But like,
Okay.
what do you think of the Avengers, man? You think of Thor, Iron Man. I'm really thinking about the Avengers Endgame scene where they have Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America and fight Thanos together. And out of
Yeah.
the circle comes Black Panther. I think Black Panther's first. The he's the Derek White of superheroes, the best role player in all of superheroes.
Eric White.
Derek White.
I'd say he's like hot take. He's like Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan.
I could see the similarity. So I feel like
Kareem. He's
he,
like Kareem.
yeah, I don't know much about Korean. He played for me. I'm
He's a
not really,
very political superhero,
yeah,
but he gets the job done. So
he definitely does that. Maybe, but like Black Panther would still be on the All-Star team. So maybe not Derek White, maybe like a Jason Tatum. I consider him a Jason Tatum.
I feel like Jason Tatum's Star-Lord, bro.
Dude, I love
'Cause
Star-Lord. I mean, he messed
he's
up, but like,
corny. His
uh,
music is good,
I
but I
love
mean,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
he's kind of. Uh,
You're a big
first
Rocky.
movie was good.
You're a big Groot fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I love Groot, man.
I'm a
Shout
big
out
I'm a
Groot.
big Drax fan. I like Bautista, man. I like Bautista, man. All right, that's gonna wrap up all the basketball content. Take us on home, huh?
Uh, man, I didn't really know what to talk about, man. So I'm gonna just leave y'all with this, man. Here are my top five foods. My top
Top
five.
five what?
Top five foods.
Okay.
Number one, chicken nuggets. If you know me personally, you know the love chicken nuggets, bro. We're like this. Chicken nuggets are a comfort food for me, man. Um, they're gonna go number one, which is a lot of people don't like chicken nuggets. So I don't know why, but yeah. Two, I'm gonna have to go tacos, but not any tacos. The tacos from like the street trucks, bro. The trucks you'll see just on the street anywhere. Those tacos with the guy doing it with no gloves on. I want him to
Mm.
put his hands on my boss. 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 Boss.
All right.
Boss, bro.
What's the third food? What's the third food?
Third food, I'm gonna go French fries, bro. Cheese fries. Cheese fries. Cheese fries. You can't just go regular fries. You gotta go cheese fries. Um, four, a very, very hot take, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese. Pretty good. You can't do that craft out of the box, nah, bro. You gotta get in there, whip. You gotta an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, make the baked mac and cheese. And five, corn dogs. Major pause.
Dude.
But corn
So
dogs.
okay, let me get this right. Number two, you want people on your you want tacos. Two is tacos and five is corn dogs. But specifically, you want people with your tacos touching, no gloves, just touching the meat straight on. Just that's how you like it.
Put your bare hands on my meat.
Wow.
Time out, but
Incredible.
that's how you know it's made with love, bro.
What? That's
That's how
even
you know it's
crazy.
made with love. Pause again, but that's like, bro, if you think about it, bro, if they do that, that's like they trust themselves to not get you sick. And I gotta trust that you won't get me sick. They give it to you for you, my friend.
Oh, yes.
For you, my friend, for you. $5, my friend. $5, amigo. He had no gloves on the entire. There's not even a glove. Not even like a box of gloves anywhere. He's just
So if you go to a food truck and you see some tacos, but you see these guys are wearing gloves, do you get tacos there, or do you continue to hunt for a taco with the gloveless?
if I don't see it beforehand and I already ordered my tacos, I'm big back, so I'm still gonna eat the tacos. It just won't be as good.
Yeah.
But if I see the gloves just sitting there, nah, man, sorry.
So you
Go
mentioned
open a
chicken nuggets
restaurant.
at one. I have a question for you, and then we'll finish up the show. You're going to Buffalo Wild Wings, hanging out with your boys, maybe 21st birthday, get a couple of brews. You're getting chicken wings. You're
Huh?
getting bone in or boneless.
Boneless, what?
You're getting boneless?
Boneless.
Thank you. People call that a glorified chicken nugget. I understand that, but
Yeah.
it's so convenient. You don't have to eat around the bone. Just get some, dip in a little ranch, not blue cheese. Just get some ranch in there and
Yeah.
eat it like that. You don't have to worry about a bone eating around it, getting a piece of cartilage that you're chewing on for a while.
Yeah,
Bones are just
man.
easy.
Just you can't you can't get you can't put so much sauce on the chicken nugget, but you can do that on a boneless chicken wing.
Yeah,
You can't have lemon pepper chicken nuggets, but you can have lemon pepper boneless wings. Like chicken nuggets are meant to be dipped in the sauce. They're not meant to be covered. It just,
yeah. And
oh
you
man.
can eat like you're saying, man. You don't even have to dip the wing in ranch. You just eat it straight up with the sauce.
Yeah.
Now, what flavor you getting at Buffalo Wild Wings? I'm a
Honey
mild guy,
barbecue.
so
Mild.
yeah,
Okay. Honey barbecue.
maybe barbecue. Okay.
Yeah. I like Wingstop way more though.
Then Buffalo Wild Wings.
100%. 100%.
I don't feel like they taste that different, if I'm being honest.
It depends on the flavor.
I feel like the fries are better for like Wingstop.
Oh, 100%. The voodoo fries?
All right, y'all. That's gonna wrap up old episode 4.
Or
And we've been doing this for like a month.
we have. This has been awesome. We really
Yeah,
do appreciate everybody who watches, man.
for sure. And
This is awesome.
I'll mention this now. Um, for our limited listeners, if you guys have anything you want us to say or talk about, we talk about it, turn a simple topic into a 10-minute conversation, man. Yeah, and put this out there as well. If anybody looking to try to maybe come on the show, have a take they want to talk about, hey, I wouldn't mind having them on just to see what they gotta
Me
say.
either.
Call them
We
casuals because we're
we
not.
love everybody.
They are casuals.
Yeah.
I love the fans, but they're casuals.
Yes, you guys are
Especially
casuals.
those who think that bone-in wings are better than boneless. You might not be welcome on this show.
We get it. You like bones.
Yeah, and you like people touching meat with no gloves. So,
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. But okay.
okay. I've said some pretty egregious things myself in here. I said, no, it doesn't even matter what I said. But without further ado, man, that's it for episode 4. Hope you're the man. Hope we know that couldn't do this without you. It's been a great time doing this with you.
Shout out to
Hopefully,
Joe Exotic.
what's up?
Shout out Joe Exotic, man.
Shout out to man. I need to
Great
share.
guy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We'll continue pumping out content. Yeah. All right, huh? Well, I guess I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, bro.
All
Take it
right.
easy.
Thank you. You as well. Peace out.